Now, let me ask you something. With all the distractions that you have off the field, how are you able to keep focused on winning football games as you do and do throughout the year?
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.
Marketing come up with that for him. Those were his phrases that he came up with, that he believed in.
Just win. Play hard. Try not to make mistakes. But don't worry about mistakes, because there's only one thing that counts. Just win. Just win.
Holy shit. I'm back, man. SC Raiders Talk, aka boy Eric, man. And I'm back. It's been a while. It's been what was it? Like I can't even pinpoint. Like a month? Like a month and a half? Or some shit. But I'm back, man. Right in time for the first preseason game that's obviously is on Saturday against the Vikings, and we'll talk about all those things, training camp, everything that's happened in these last month and a half. You feel me? But I'm back. I'm trying to get back to the groove of things. I feel rusty as hell right now. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, but we gonna keep the show going. You feel me? Shout out to everybody that's in here, man. Like always, blessings to you guys and your families. Hope everybody has been well over this span of time. I know there's been a lot of things. I've been seeing things here and there, right? I've been seeing the Gruden at the Chiefs practice, right? I've been seeing everybody complain about the quarterback situation. We'll talk about it, right? We'll talk about all these things. Especially with the press conferences. I've seen most of them pretty much. A lot of press conferences recently that I've caught up on, and I've seen some interesting things, like they don't know who the starting quarterback is still. So we'll talk about that. Like I said, also more things with the depth chart, the players, and obviously, let's get straight into it, right? But let me shout out who's here so far, man. I appreciate everybody, man. Shout out to Raider Paul, man. You already know what it is, and I did not forget about this. Hold on. All day, every day. You already know what it is, Raider Paul, man. Salute to you. I know it's been a minute, man. Good to see everybody coming on in, man. Slowly but surely. EJ Raider, what's good? What's good? Good to see you, man. Hope all is well. SC going out like Mr. Beast? Hell no. Nah. But shout out to Chile, man. What's good, Chile? Good to see you guys, man. Real shit, man. Fuck, I can't type for sure right now. It's all good, man. I appreciate everybody, man. Anthony Estrada, you already know what it is, man. Salute, salute, salute. Good to see you, man. Dodgers, you already know. Dodgers all day, man. Dodgers all day. George, what's good? Good to see you, man. Hope all is well. You could never get enough of it, right? Right here. All the time, man. I thought you decided last minute to go to summer classes. Nah, man. Shout out to Lone Star Fox, man. Good to see you. Good afternoon from Raider Nation for San Antonio, man. Shout out to San Antonio, man. A shout out to you. Good to see you, man. Hope all is well. Well, Eric showed up. I know, right? I showed up, man. I'm back, man. I'm back. Sup, SC? Good to see you back. Tapping it quick to show some love before I go back to bed, man. Shout out to you, Avakazi, man. I appreciate you on stopping on by, man. Good to see you, man. Good to see you for sure, man. And shout out to everybody coming on in, man. If you guys can, like always, hit that like button. Push out the live to more people, man. Let them know, hey, I'm back. And let's get straight into it, huh? Let's just get straight. Hey, we can never get enough of talking about Raiders, right? And it's been a while since I've talked Raiders, man. I think I've only been in like 2 live chats, I think, in the last month and a half. So I've really been on a hiatus. It's actually been pretty fucking crazy. But obviously, let's get straight into it, man. Let's start off with the Raiders training camp news, obviously. And I'm gonna talk about every single training camp that has happened. And obviously, just to I could sit here and talk for like 4 hours about the training camp, but I'm gonna sum it up. The defense has been dominant. I mean, let's be honest, y'all. We knew that was gonna happen. Our defense was obviously the focal point of our team, and I really don't get why everybody's kind of like surprised. They're like, oh my God, Aidan O'Connell's garbage, or Gardner Minshew is getting picked off. What's going on here? They don't know what they're. Guys, let's be honest. We knew the defense was going to be the best thing, right? We knew the defense was going to obviously be really main part of our whole team as overall. So for me, obviously, I'm not surprised. Even before the time when we first started making predictions on who would be the starting quarterback, I said Gardner Minshew, just for the case of the fact that he's a veteran and will, in my opinion, will get the playbook down easier and be able to work with other veterans easier than somebody like Aidan O'Connell. Because at the end of the day, let's be honest, Aidan O'Connell got affected by last year, and that's not his fault at all. That is not his fault. That is not his fault, bro. That's all has to do with Josh McDaniels. That all has to do with that fuckery that happened last year. And that had nothing to do with them. So for me, Aidan O'Connell has the highest potential out of him and Gardner Minshew, obviously, man. And hey, real shit, Aidan O'Connell's gonna be something, bro. I hope he proves the haters wrong. But right now, just based on what Antonio Pierce has said about the quarterback situation and the way it's going in training camp, it might be Gardner Minshew starting day one. It's kind of looking like that, but that doesn't discredit who AOC is. I've always been a believer in AOC, man. The guy is better than what people give him credit for. But for me, it kind of seems like, just based on the training camp, right? I'm basing this on what we have so far on our table, right? Training camp, not only training camp, press conferences, all those things. It kind of leads like they might go the veteran route. And at the end of the day, whoever wins this quarterback position, y'all, we're going to be fine, man. I think people are thinking that we're not going to score no points. We're going to score points, bro. We got the weapons to do so. At the end of the day. But let me get to some of these things. They haven't Raiders watch party fire bar on mainland this Saturday at 3 p.m. versus Vikings Lone Star. Hey, there you go, man. There you go. I usually just lurk. I don't really be in chats anymore. I feel that, man. I feel that. Shout out to Dixon. What's good? Raiders owned AFC West round talk. Hey, hell yeah, man. That's what it's about, man. We're the best fan base, man. Best content creators, best everything, man. Shout out to Capitan Rafucho. Good to see you, man. Long time no see, man. What's good? Good to see you. We got the number one defense. What you expect? Exactly, Paul. That's why I don't really think why people think a negative. I'm a guy that, you guys know, man. Now I'm kind of more on the positive route. Even with all the drama and everything in just general, I'm starting in 2024, pretty much, I kind of blew all that negativity out the window. I'm more about the half glass full guy, right? Not saying that I'm always gonna be like being fake or saying, oh my God, the Raiders are gonna be fine. The Raiders are gonna be fine when we're losing. Like, no, I'm not gonna be that dude either. I'm just the dude that's gonna come out here, tell you the real, and tell you, hey, the season hasn't even started. People are already saying we're doomed. Like, we haven't even started the season. We don't even know how the fuck it's gonna go, right? And obviously it starts on Saturday, right? In 2 days. I mean, obviously, if you live in Australia, obviously on your Sunday, it's gonna be very interesting. I mean, the quarterback is but we are missing, man. I know, man. It's tough. But we got to see how it goes, right? Maybe they have something off their sleeve, right? AOC was a hell of a 4th round pick, man. I think for a 4th round pick is pretty good. Missing DA, Colton, JPJ, man. We got a lot of weapons, man. We got a lot of weapons, a lot of help. Shout out to the numbers. What's good? What's good? They bitching saying Minshew got picked. Go watch the highlight reel against Tucker, ran the wrong route. I've been seeing a lot of things, man, and I've been seeing a lot of different opinions. And at the end of the day, man, like I said, I'm the dude that now I respect everybody's opinion. I don't think anybody's wrong. I think everybody's entitled to their opinion. But for me, I think like people kind of blow it out of it in proportion, these interceptions, because at the end of the day, we got a dog of a defense, man. Let's clap it up for the defense, man. We've been screaming this for so long, and now everybody's hating that we got a good defense, and that's what I don't get. But at the end of the day, like I said, everybody's entitled to their opinion, and I got my opinion, and I got my take, and that's our defense is a fucking dog. Our defense is a fucking dog. Hey, we could talk about Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow. We could talk about all these goddamn fucking quarterbacks out here in the league that are better than our quarterbacks, but they're not going to look like the best of quarterbacks when you got goddamn Christian Wilkins and Max Crosby on your ass, Malcolm Kutz on your ass, all these guys getting on your ass. They ain't going to be the quarterback that we keep saying they are. I mean, I'm just saying, right? And that's why I'm saying, like, the half glass full, right? Until the season starts. Once the season starts and shit is going left, then we could talk about all this shit being garbage. But until then, we got to see how this team goes, man. But shout out to everybody, man. I see some people coming out and in, man. The numbers was good. Good to see you, man. Sean Johnson. Hey, salute SC. Hey, I think our very good defense is pushing our offense this year. Just seems different in years under AP. That's a fact. Sean Johnson, good to see you, man. Was good. Raider Room was good. Raider Room in the building was good. Salute. Good to see you, man. Hope all is well. I think the interceptions could be a little over-exaggerated with the OC. Sounds like he's just practicing to see what he could throw when the pressure in his face. Training camp is when you try that stuff. No, real shit. Bring back DP. Hey, y'all remember DP? Y'all remember DP? I don't know what people see in JJ McCarthy, man. For me, I've never been a JJ McCarthy fan the way other people were, man. You could even go back to my lives in the draft when I was talking about it. But JJ McCarthy is somebody that had a team around him. And this goes back to the Raiders right now, right? If you look at the plan, what Antonio Pierce and Dave Ziegler are doing. I mean, I said Dave Ziegler. What the fuck? I'm rusty. I'm not going to lie. I am rusty as hell. I'm rusty. You guys could tell I'm rusty as hell. But obviously when you got Tom Telesco and you feel me, Antonio Pierce on the front lines of going based on what we're going to get in the draft, what we're going to get in free agency, what we're going to do with the roster, the press conferences, all those things, you kind of start seeing a plan when you really dictate what their plan actually is without them saying it, because they like to be back, right? They're not like John Gruden. They're gonna go out there, tell you, hey, this is what we're doing, this is what we're going to do, this is who we're going to choose, this is the player we're looking at, and da. They're not gonna do that. To a certain extent they will, but they won't do it too much for other people to know that. Shout out to Kevin Lurker in the building. What they're gonna do is give you context clues. You gotta use context clues, try to pinpoint, put the puzzles together and stuff like that. That's what Tom Telesco and goddamn Antonio Pierce like to do in the press conferences. And when you really look at the plan and just based on the draft and stuff like that, you kind of see that the plan all along was, if you can't get your quarterback of the future, you're going to build around your quarterback now and believe in them. And that's exactly what they did. And shout out to Randy in the building, man. Raiders, you already know what it is, man. Who's doing the podcast? Hey, you already know, man. I'm back. But you kind of see the plan that they're building around the quarterback. And just to prove my point, right, just to give you a little bit of reasons on why I say that is, you know, you have people like Brock Bowers that was picked at the number 1 spot, best available, a offensive juggernaut, right, of a player, could block, could catch. He led pretty much tight ends in the most yards after catch, even yards after catch against some of the receivers. He had more than them. Half of his yardage in college football, half of it was pretty much over 1,400 yards after catch. That means every time the ball got to him, he got extra yardage, whether it was a 60-yard run, 20-yard run, 10-yard run, 5 yards after. He's always got to the ball and ended up getting some yards extra. Now, you look at the rest of our offensive weapons, right? And you look at it and you kind of look at people like, you know, obviously Jacoby Myers, one of the most underrated receivers in my opinion, man. And even some of the best in the league have said it, right? Then you have Devontae Adams. Obviously, we know who Devontae Adams is, man. He's always going to give you at least 1,000 yards, even with a bad quarterback, right? Then you got somebody like Trey Tucker that, from every report we have seen, from press conferences, from other players talking about him, he's been taking the next step. And that's somebody we wanted to take the next step because he's a deep threat. Not only that, a speedster, and could get yards after catch with the speed. And that goes back to the same way with Devontae and Jacoby Myers. They're good at yards after catch, man. Devontae Adams, some of his best plays in Green Bay specifically has been the yards after catch, man. The quick releases, the extend plays, the break tackles. That's what it is, right? And then obviously we have an offensive line that is switching scheme that we kind of went towards that scheme last year. And it kind of looked better. The offensive line did look better towards the end of the season. And for us, we got some pretty good, just based on, and I'll obviously show you guys the unofficial depth chart. You see Colton Miller there, Cody White here at the guard position. You see Andre James in the middle, and then Dylan Parham, Thayer Munford, which is an interesting thing. But at the end of the day, man, this offensive line is going to be better. I wouldn't say 110 times better, 110 times better than last year, but I will say it's going to be better than last year, man. Just based on the scheme and, even Zamir White's putting in the work, right? And we got some people like Alexander Madison that is underrated, right? I love it. Build a team for any quarterback and focus on a style defense. Let's just say the worst case scenario, right? Let's think of the best case scenario, worst case scenario, the reality, right? The worst case scenario could be we don't exceed expectations. We don't reach our potential. And then next year we have a team built for a quarterback. Wow. Worst case scenario, right? Best case scenario, we do exactly what we've been predicting. A lot of us have been predicting. We're going to make the playoffs, win a playoff game. Our team is going to be better than what a lot of people expected. We proved people wrong. This team reached their potential. The defense is top 5. The offense is at least top 15, top 20, maybe, right? Still putting up enough points to win games. We have a positive record. That's the best case scenario. The reality of it, most likely, we're gonna make some noise, man. And that's what I gotta say. We're gonna make some noise, man. More than what people think. People think we're just gonna be a little puppy dog or a little kitten and just sit there and meow or barely even bark. But trust me, bro, when I say it, this team is really built to win. When you really look at it, and built for the future with all the young talent that's around. And this team has so much chemistry, man. People don't understand how important chemistry truly is in a football team. When you have chemistry, man, the sky's the limit for a team, man. Welcome back, brother. I appreciate that, Randy, man. I appreciate you, man. It's good to be back, man, and talk to you guys. Real shit. Let me hear all you. Oh, you already know what it is, man. Let me see if I could get that. Hold on. Let me see. You already know what it is. You already know what it is. You already know what it is. I see everybody yelling Raiders. You already know, man. You can't get enough of it. I see all of you guys in there, man. You already know what it is, man. All day, every day. Just to win, baby, right? But yeah, obviously, this team is built for a quarterback, man. And our quarterbacks just have to do enough. That's the benefit of building the quarterback, right? Built the quarterback, building the team. That's the benefit of it. The fact that we could go out there and do just enough and win games. And that's what a lot of teams do, right? When you look at somebody like Patrick Mahomes, right? A lot of people like to talk about Patrick Mahomes and how better he is as a quarterback. Obviously, he's the best. At the end of the day, we fucking hate the Chiefs, bro. I hate the Chiefs, right? I hate the Chiefs. I hate the Chiefs with a passion. With a passion. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys hate the Chiefs with a passion. Maybe all of us hate them with the passion, right? Especially him. But at the end of the day, when you look at it from a football standpoint, he's one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best quarterback in the league. Now, when you have somebody like that, obviously your team is going to exceed expectations, because when you have a quarterback that could do so much, that is rare, it makes everybody around him better. He had shitty ass receivers last year, y'all. Shitty ass receivers. People that can't even fucking catch the ball. If I threw them my phone, they wouldn't even be able to catch it. If I underthrew a goddamn baseball, they wouldn't even catch it. And they won the Super Bowl. Now, why would you say that, right? Why did they win the Super Bowl? They had a coach that could coach, that had this team still intact. They had a top 10 defense, and they had a quarterback that could make plays, right? Obviously, that's all true, right? About him, right? They had a quarterback that makes everybody around him better and that makes other teams respect them. Now, you look at the Raiders and the team we have built. We have better receivers. We have a defense that's gonna be top 10 easily. We have a coach that's so passionate about the Raiders and knows it from a player standpoint and a football standpoint, a player standpoint, a football standpoint, and a fan standpoint. A guy that is making everybody talk to each other, build up the chemistry. Hey, make people people in this team have been practicing since the Super Bowl ended. Tom Telesco, in his multiple years of being a general manager and being with all these teams and seeing things, he said he's never came across a team that has showed up so much, even before it was mandatory. When that happens, you got to buy into this team. This is a team that wants to win. This is a team that is going to do everything they can to reach their potential, everything they can to get to that potential and just win, baby. That type of team, man, could go a long way, man. Could go a long way at the end of the day, right? Um, we got to see what happens, obviously. Like I said, I'm not going to get too hold of myself and say Super Bowl bound, right? I'm not that type of person either. I'm be realistic. And for me, my realistic expectations this year was make the playoffs and win a playoff game. That was my expectations this year because we have the team to do it. Believe it or not, we have the team to do it because not only do we have weapons across the board, but we have coaches that are so passionate about this team, position coaches that are so passionate about this team. And hey, did we forget we have an assistant head coach, one of the best to do it for the defense in recent times, Marvin fucking Lewis? Can't go wrong with it, man. You can't go wrong with it, man. But shout out to everybody, man. They won 8 games last year, and they were better both sides of the ball. The 3 more wins with AP for all 17 isn't a lot. That's a fact, man. We won 8 games last year with the whole Jimmy Garoppolo situation, Josh McDaniels situation. Like, I know a lot of teams got better, but we did too. We did too. Coaching wise, player wise, all those things, right? And shout out to let me see. Hopefully I didn't skip anybody, man. Shout out to True Raider. I don't know if I saluted you, man. Salute. Raider Nation Drinking Club, my boy Thor. Was good to see you, man. And shout out to everybody coming in. Hopefully I didn't skip you. If I did, hey, type again, man, and I'm gonna get to your comments. I try to get to as many comments as I can, man. Start Minshew Mania and Zeus Beast Mode. We'll see what happens, man. But I really believe in these guys, man. I believe on everybody. I believe in everybody on this team. Everywhere from the starters to the second strings, like fucking, people like Jackson Powers, that's technically a second string right now. Technically. Even DJ Glaze, that I didn't like the pick at first, but the guy's putting in that work, man. Working with the ones, getting that work in. Even people like Harrison Bryant that could bring a different element to that tight end room of blocking situations and stuff like that. Even when you think about it, even the defense, I have a lot of people on the defense side of the ball that I freaking enjoy watching, bro. People like, you feel me? Recently, people like David Agoha. A lot of people don't give a lot of praise to. This guy came from the system of overseas, being able to be a part of the team without counting as a 53-man roster. And the guy's a dog, man. I mean, his first snap last year in preseason, he got a sack, man. At the end of the day, it was preseason, but you see his strength, man. You see his passion for it. Guys like that, man. So we'll see, right? Sheila says 10 wins, baby. Okay. I appreciate that, Diddy, man. Talk to I have that as well. Nothing less. AO fucking C by Randy. There you go, man. Shout out to My 2 Cents. What's good, My 2 Cents? Good to see you. Hope all is well. He said San Diego sucks nuts with the 5 wins last year. And then Donkey has to beat us in 2020. This should be 4 right here. No, that's 4 easy ones, Thor. 4 easy ones, Thor. That's 4 wins right there. Cheers to you too, man. True Raider, man. And that's what I'm saying, right? Now, continuing on, obviously. Continuing on here. Let's get straight into the quarterback battle, right? Who will be the day one starter? We've seen that Antonio Pierce came out and said that he doesn't, these guys, that he likes the competition between them. He likes the competition between them. He enjoys it. He says that they're both coming into play. Nobody's taking it easy on anybody, but they're learning off of each other. They're talking. Gardner Minshew's, being a mentor. All those different things that we like to see from quarterbacks, right? But not only that, they also don't know who the starter would be. I think they're gonna announce a starter after the second preseason game. That would be my prediction. After the second preseason game, or maybe the third preseason game, but I know not this preseason game, but the following preseason game, you'll for sure see somebody be named the number one starter. I think Gardner Minshew will play half, and I think Aidan O'Connor will play half, or at least Aidan O'Connor will play a quarter, and Gardner Minshew will play a quarter. Antonio Pierce also came out and said that they're going to start their starters. So we're going to see starters out there on preseason game, every single preseason game. He pretty much told us, hey, every preseason game, you're going to see the starters out there. That's good. And I know some people hate it because people could get injured. God forbid, right? Knock on wood. You feel me? Pray that nobody gets hurt. But at the end of the day, having the starters get burned, that's better than what Josh McDaniels did. Josh McDaniels didn't even start any starters, man. Hardly any starters. And then we came out and they looked like they couldn't even run a fucking playbook. There's a difference between practice and game day. Sometimes the things you do in training camp doesn't translate to when you play, and you see it time and time again with it. So obviously we got to wait and see what happens there, but hey, no matter who wins this quarterback battle, man, we know it's going to be the right quarterback, man. Whether you see Aidan O'Connor or Gardner Minshew, regardless of the fact they're competing, they got weapons around them, they got a team around them to help them win, to make their job easier, and just make the throw. Simple as that, right? So we got to see what happens, right? We got to see what happens. It's gonna be interesting, man. I love the way the training camp has gone. I've loved the way that Antonio Pierce has expressed about the quarterback battle, and like I said, and I'm always gonna say this throughout the whole offseason, even before I took my hiatus, I said the same thing. Whoever wins this quarterback battle, we know it's going to be a really good fucking quarterback. It's going to be hungry to win. Hungry to win. AOC earned it, but Gardner is chomping at the bit, man. And that's good, man. Competition makes better play. Who has more TD passes, Gardner or Jacoby? I think Gardner does, for sure. He said it does not matter who starts. If one quarterback starts this game, the next game will be the other. Whoever balls out in preseason will win the job. Old school football, man. It's all about competition, right, Omar? Shout out to OJ Raider, man. Good to see you, man. Hope all is well. Salute. Anyone coming up to Vegas in party with the nation preseason? If not, who's going to be in LA for the San Diego game? There you go, man. Hey, who's going to be there, man? Will something? AP will bench the quarterback with like 3-4 losses in a row. You seen what he did with Jimmy Hoyer? Yeah, easily, man. But I don't think we're gonna get 3 to 4 losses in a row, bro. That was a tough time for us last year, man. Trying to get used to a switcheroo and stuff like that, man. And stuff just not going our way. There were closer games than what you expect, right? There were a lot of closer games last year. Games that we could have easily won with one play. And it would have changed the dynamic of a lot of plays. So just to know that in the back of my head, I'm excited for this season, man. This is the most I've been excited for a couple of years now. Unfortunately, I think whoever wins the job will step up in these preseason games, 100%, man. This preseason is going to be very telling. So, a lot of people say, who gives a fuck about preseason, right? Well, guys, you'll be surprised how important preseason is, man. Especially for us this year, how important it is. Everywhere from the offensive line to the quarterback play to the running back play, every single one of those, man, is going to be very important. And I also wanted to touch up upon this. I didn't put it as a topic, but Michael Gallup, man, retired. I don't know about your guys' thoughts. I haven't been in lives to know your guys' thoughts. What is your guys' thoughts on that, man, on Michael Gallup's retiring? I think that's, in a sense, good for the fact that from a standpoint of he knew that he couldn't give it all of his effort into the game. you know, and all of that, right? So for me, obviously, when I look at Michael Gallup, I respect him for taking that decision because he knew he couldn't put all into football, man. And we didn't want another situation like Marcus Peters last year, man, where somebody that thought he was ready and thought he could put in his all and thought he could give it his all, he ends up not doing shit for us and just making them, giving him the bag and him not doing shit because he already knew he was checked out, but he just wanted to continue to get the money, stuff like that. See, for somebody like Michael Gallup, I'm glad he took that route. I respect the route, Um, you know, you feel me? So we gotta see what happens. Hey, that's a fact, man. Hit that like button, man. I'll greatly appreciate it. I know this is my first day back. We're not gonna get everybody in here, man, but if you guys can push it out, man, let them know I'm back. Collabs coming soon. Collabs, and more collabs, and collabs again coming soon to the channel. With some of your guys' favorite content creators out there that you like watching a lot, man. Some that I haven't collabed in a long time, some that I've collabed in recent time. All of those things, man. We're gonna bring those back very soon, very soon. And shout out to Raider Twan, man. Hey, the 2-for-1 Nation podcast, man, will return very soon as well. Stay tuned for updates on my Instagram. You can see my Instagram right here below me, right there. The Instagram is sc.raiderstalk right there. To your guys' left, right there. If you're watching it right here, I'm gonna give you guys updates on that, man. We'll be back for that podcast too, man. And it's usually around this time like right now, Thursday, 3:30 p.m. or 3 o'clock p.m. Actually, it's gonna be earlier. That's gonna be cool, right? AP is different, bro. He said yesterday on NFL Network, once he names a starter, he will stick with him. And that's what a true coach does. Believing, Randy, right? Believing. And you could agree, bro. Last year, he believed in a guy that nobody else believed in. And over time, he got a little better. He exceeded expectations, right? We didn't think he was going to even fucking do the second best rookie last year in quarterback play, right? But at the end of the day, man, it's all about believing in somebody. When you believe, people say, oh, these guys are grown man. You guys get paid millions of dollars to do this. And you guys can't. Is that not motivation enough? You guys would be surprised. And I hate to get into a sensitive topic, right? And I'm not going to say too graphically either. Too graphic. You feel me? But, some of the, best people we know, the nicest people, the people that we think everything is going well with them, and we think that people they're getting motivated and stuff like that, they end up going a certain route because nobody really believed in them, and even the toughest of people could struggle in the hardest of ways, not showing anything, right? We don't know some of these players if they're motivated, right? Before, look at Michael Mayer, for example, right? Y'all remember Michael Mayer coming out saying that last year he didn't even want to fucking show up, and people were like, "What the fuck? Why do we need this player in the building?" You got to understand, when you have a coach that not only makes you feel like you're in jail, but also doesn't believe in you and talks bad about you and always blames you, it's hard as a younger player or even a player in general to wrap your head around that and want to go out there and play football and play it at a high level. It's hard. Money does run the world, right? At the end of the day, money, we buy food with money. We buy computers with money. We buy stuff like this for with money. We buy people presents with money. We buy everything, water with money, every essential. Money runs the world. But at the end of the day, money doesn't mean anything. Even the richest of people we've seen pass away in our eyes because there's stuff underlining more than just money. Money is only a physical thing, and I always say money's paper. Money's just paper, right? Shout out to D Menace in the building, man. Shout out to D Menace, man. What's going on? What did I miss with D Menace? What did I miss with D Menace? Did I miss something? I haven't been in YouTube live, so somebody gotta catch me up, man. I wanna make sure that if something's going on, I wanna make sure they're good. You feel me? Let me know what happened, man. You good, D Menace? You good, D Menace? Good to see you. It's a long time no see, though, man. Good to see you. Mocha Beezy, I don't know if I saluted you, but salute. Good to see you, man. Hope all is well. Shout out to everybody, man. Exactly. Believe in him, a young quarterback. If he saw versus the Chargers and Chiefs, he definitely watched his own film and cleaned those mistakes from the first time. And yeah, even though that second Chiefs game, he didn't really throw the football. I mean, he'd been making a lot of mistakes. We still won the game, but he just needs to clean that up. A full off season. He's getting a full off season this year. He's getting a lot of people that believe in him. He's getting a defense that is gonna be top 5, helping him get better with those mistakes, and people pushing him, players pushing him. So it's gonna be interesting, man. It's just gonna be interesting. I'm just hoping Minshew is decent, man. Minshew has always been good. He's one of those guys that he's a great player, but because he gets passed around so much from team to team, people think he's a bad player. No, he's one of those players that I'm trying to think of another player that was in the same circumstance where he's a really good player, but he gets passed around from team to team. He gets passed around from team to team, and people think he's garbage because of that. But it doesn't always mean he's garbage. It just probably means that they got a better upgrade. You know, you could always upgrade in every position at the end of the day, man. You could always get, I mean, Baker Mayfield. You know, Baker Mayfield's actually an interesting thing. Everything's good? For sure. Just making sure, man. And shout out to my 2 cents. I don't know if I saluted you. I just want to make sure I saluted everybody. Baker Mayfield's an interesting one, right? Remember, he was garbage. He was absolutely garbage, but he ended up being decent and then ended up coming out of left field recently. It could also be just a playbook thing, y'all. A playbook thing. Maybe a playbook didn't suit a certain quarterback, and they just went through a different path, the team. So obviously they left, right? Always D-Menace. You already know what it is, man. I'll make sure everybody's good. All Nick Foles, speaking about him, and he retired today. Oh, Nick Foles retired today? Damn. Tyrod Taylor, another one. And that's what I'm saying. There's players out there like that could get you wins. At the end of the day, the Colts last year were 1 win away from making the playoffs. And also, Michael Pittman Jr. broke the record for the Colts. I think it was for most receiving. I think it's most receiving catches. I'm not sure which one. But who was throwing them the ball? Gardner Minshew, right? He has a good resume, man. A good resume, no matter how you see it. He's got a good resume. And also, the difference between Gardner and Aidan O'Connell is Gardner Minshew. We know what he could bring to the table, and he could win us games. And with Aidan O'Connell, is he's got a high ceiling. He got a true high ceiling, man. And if he could reach that potential, man, the sky's the limit for this kid, man. And when you got people believing in him and a weaponry that he's got around him, he could really succeed if he takes the chance. If he gets the opportunity, he needs to grab it by the throat and take advantage of that shit. Shout out to Jack Kenna. What's good, Jack Kenna? Good to see you, man. Hope all is well, man. Hope all is well. But we'll see what happens, right? We'll see what happens with the quarterback battle. Obviously, let me move my thing right there. There we go. This is the unofficial depth chart right here, as you can see to your left right here. So far, I see I just put the first string and second string. You kind of see it from quarterback at the bottom to top, pretty much like how they would line up, pretty much. So here you have Zamir White, obviously, followed by Alexander Madison. And then you have Aidan O'Connell backed up by Gardner Minshew. Then you have Devontae Adams, Jacoby Myers, Brock Bowers at 1, as you could see. So I think Brock Bowers is going to get some burn at the preseason, so I'm excited. Then you have actually you have Michael Mayer. Oh, no. If we're looking at it from bottom to top, because that's what it's looking like, Brock Bowers is 1, Michael Mayer is 2. Regardless, they're going to be 1 and 2. A lot of 2 tight end sets. They're going to be both out there. They're sometimes going to use Brock Bowers as a receiver, even Michael Mayer as a receiver, followed by Zach Gentry and Harrison Bryant. Then you have Thayer Munford that's backed up by DJ Glaze. Then you have Dylan Parham backed up by Jordan Meredith. You have Andre James backed up by Ben Brown. And then you have Cody White here, the veteran. They went with the veteran round. Remember, We're kind of running a similar offensive line like Chicago, and it's similar to that system. So I could see why Cody Whitehair is the number one there. He's the veteran, and he knows the playbook, and he knows the system we're gonna run. So that's understandable why he's number one right now. And then Colton Miller, obviously, and then you have Andrews P backing him up, and then Jackson Powers Johnson right behind. Obviously, Jackson Powers Johnson has been going through little knocks here and there during training camp, so hopefully he's all right. Hopefully he is. And then obviously Devontae has Christian Wilkerson right there, backed up right there. And then you have Trey Tucker backing up Jacoby Myers, which obviously I think Jacoby Myers, Devontae has Trey Tucker, the 1-2-3 punch, followed by the rest of them like Wilkerson, Doss, all those people, man. So yeah, and then you go on to the defense. You have Max Crosby backed up by Tyree Wilson, which is interesting that he's under a defensive end. We got to see what happened at the end of the unofficial depth chart. So then you have obviously John Jenkins backed up by Byron Young, Christian Wilkins backed up by Adam Butler. I knew John Jenkins and Wilkins were going to be a duo right there. Obviously they know each other from the past at the Dolphins, I believe, and now they're reunited with some of their position coaches and coaches in general, and they're also reunited with each other. They have that chemistry, so they're the 1-2 punch there, followed by Malcolm Kuntz. And what I like is the Janoris Robinson. He's been somebody that's been catching my eye recently, man. Janoris Robinson has been making some noise, man. So him backing up Malcolm Kuntz. Tyree Wilson backing up Max Crosby as of right now. Then you have Devon Diablo, Robert Spillane, backed up by Tommy Eichenberg and Luke Masterson. That linebacker room is looking solid, man, really solid. And then you have Nate Hobbs, Jacorian Bennett, and Jack Jones. So it looks like Jacorian Bennett will get the start most likely as of right now for the preseason. Then obviously MJ Devonshire, Cameron Richardson, followed by that. Then Jack Jones backed up by Brandon Faison. Could Tommy play outside? You talk about Tommy Eichenberg, right? I think he's had some notable sacks in his time from Ohio State. For sure he can. He blitzed a lot as well. Think of him as a mini Robert Spillane. That's the easiest way to put it. So. And he, when you listen to the talk he had when Antonio Pierce threw the call, he said, bring that green dot mentality. And y'all know that's like the focal point of the defense. The guy calling the plays. That was the Robert Spillane pretty much, right? The middle of the field, the guy telling, hey, watch that. Hey, you feel me? So that's going to be interesting, right? He's our future. And I hope he could succeed, right? So here we go, Trayvon Merrick and Marcus Epps, the safety duo, and then Isaiah Palomau, Chris Smith second, and then I believe Trey Taylor's right after that. So obviously this is an unofficial depth chart. This is the first, second string here. I think all these guys are gonna get some burn in the preseason game on Saturday. It's gonna be very interesting to see what they're capable of. But we're gonna see what happens, right? But let's talk about the game, right? Obviously, the Vikings, right? What will we see from the Raiders offense in the first preseason game? What do you guys think? This is a question for you guys, man. Obviously, I'll give my standpoint on it. But for me, when you look at this offense, we're going to see an offense that is hungry for a starting role. A lot of players that are hungry and getting to know the playbook, I think. I think that's another thing that they're trying to do, trying to get to the playbook and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting. Let me lower this. There you go. So obviously we're going to see an offense that's hungry. We're going to see an offense that's playing for their starting role. And it's going to be very interesting to see. I keep saying very interesting to see. I don't know what the hell is wrong with me with that word. But it is going to be cool to see this offense go out there and see what they're capable of as of right now. See how the chemistry is. See how the offensive line is working. If the chemistry is there and stuff like that. Then obviously the quarterback situation, and then the receivers, man, like Trey Tucker. That I'm gonna keep a close eye on him, man, and see how better he truly got. And then obviously, we're not gonna see two extra things. Obviously, it's preseason, man. We're only gonna see the basic of the playbook. We're not gonna see everything, but we're gonna see them try to get the personnel down, seeing who can fulfill it, who's up to par, who's looking not too good, who needs to work on things, who doesn't need to work on things, right? All these different things, right? I just don't want to see the offense play like last season. We'll see what happens, man. But I think the offense will be better than last year. Hopefully, the offense has a chip on their shoulder due to all the negative reports. It's a fact, man. And this defense will, of course, ball out. It would be a complete honor to play with Wilkins and Max on the same defense in the regular season. That's a fact. It's a fact. Tommy saves us from having Diablo play the middle if Spillane goes down. That's a fact, man. That's a fact. Tommy Eichenberg is ready to go. Tommy Eichenberg is ready to go. So that's what you're gonna see from this offense in the first preseason game. Don't expect like every single play from the playbook to be shown, right? We gotta see some sort of run game too. And you reminded me of that too, Dixon. The run game too. There's a lot of guys here that's playing for a position. And if you look at the depth chart right now, you have Zamir White, Alexander Madison that you see in the unofficial depth chart. Then Amir Abdullah, Dylan Lobby. I'm interested to see what Dylan Lobby could do. I'm interested to see what Alexander Madison could do. I know what Amir Abdullah brings to the table. I know what Zamir White could do. I also want to see if Zamir White taking the next step again. I want to see if he could continue that this season. All right, continue that trend upwards instead of downwards, right? So we gotta see what happens there, right? And then obviously, you know, with offense comes defense, right? And let me switch this topic to the defensive one. What we'll see from the defense, pretty much what we're gonna see is a defensive line that is hungry. That's what I would see. Defensive line is hungry. A secondary that I want to see how good they could work with the defensive line and the linebackers. I want to see the linebackers group rotate. I want to see what Tommy Eichenberg could do. I want to see Luke Masterson if he took the next step. I want to see Devon Diablo if he's still trending upwards. I want to see Robert Spillane is continuing what he's capable of. And then I want to see somebody like Jacorian Bennett if he truly improved and looks like he's taking the next step. And then I want to see some people like Brandon Faison, see if he came back healthy, if he's looking healthy, if he's looking good. I want to see the safety duo on the backfield really look good. I want to see Trey Taylor out there, see if he can knock out all the noise from that whole puppet situation and see if he trends upwards, right, as a rookie, and see what he could do. I want to see DeCameron Richardson and MJ Devonshire, two guys that are two different cornerbacks, two different, how do I say it? Two different types of cornerbacks. One's more of a ball hawk, the other one's more of a tackling machine. I want to see what they're capable of, how they would work in the system. So there's a lot of things to look forward to. I'm actually excited for the first preseason game. Are you guys excited? Shit, I'm fucking excited. I ain't gonna lie, it's just preseason, but fuck, we're closer to the football season. It's already football season here, man. We got football to watch, and favorite time of the season, man. Favorite time of the year, right? And then, you know, just ending it off, right? The overall thoughts of the Raiders versus Vikings, man. It's going to be interesting to see what we're going to see. We're going to see, most likely, if I'm not mistaken, J.J. McCarthy. I think most likely we're going to see him. Let me just make sure of that, right? Let me look at their depth chart so far. They have Sam Darnold, J.J. McCarthy, Nick Mullins. They have Sam Darnold. Ooh, they have Sam Darnold listed as the #1 quarterback right now. I think we're going to see Sam Darnold. We're going to see J.J. McCarthy. I think we're going to see Nick Mullins too. I think all three quarterbacks are going to play. I'm interested to see if they play Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones joined them from Green Bay, obviously. And then obviously they have Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, Jalen Naylor. I think we're going to see a couple. I don't think we're going to see Justin Jefferson, but I think we are going to see a little bit of Jordan Addison, Jalen Naylor. I think we're going to see a little bit of, it looks like, Brandon Powell. Not know a lot about him, but I know for sure Jordan Addison, Jalen Naylor might get some knock. Then they obviously have TJ Hawkinson that they got off that trade that is official. It looks like he's out. So we're not going to see their #1 tight end, but we're going to see their number backup, which is Josh Oliver. Robert Tonyan is questionable, that came from Green Bay. And then you obviously have Christian Darrisaw, Ed Ingram, Brian O'Neill on that offensive line. And then on their defense, it looks like Jerry Tillery. We're very familiar with Jerry Tillery. And then Harrison Phillips, Jonathan Grenard, Ivan Pace Jr. that I liked a lot from Cincinnati, that was a rookie. Andrew Van Ginkel from, I think, Miami Dolphins. He came from Miami. Harrison Smith, obviously Cameron Bynum, Shaquille Griffin. We're going to see a couple of these guys, man. So it's going to be an interesting game. And it's going to really push us. It's going to push us to see where we're at. Right? Yo, Eric, any expectations from Eichenberg, run stopper and replacement from Masterson halfway through the season. I think he's more of a replacement for Robert Spillane when Robert Spillane gets older. But I think he could be a better than Luke Masterson. I think he's got a higher ceiling. He's good all around the ball, man. He could cover, he could blitz, he could run stop. He's got all the different abilities you want in a linebacker. He played for a really good team in Ohio State too, so he played very high level talent. On top of that as well, man, he also has the green dot mentality, man, and we heard it from our coaches. So for me, my expectations for him is to really reach his potential, man. If I were to summarize it, right, reach his potential, man. He's got a high potential, man. Can he reach it? We got to see this season. But the good thing is that we got somebody like Antonio Pierce, that is a linebackers coach. Was a linebackers coach from us. Our linebackers was on paper one of the worst linebacking core from last year, and then they went into the season and looked like one of the best ones. Why? We gotta remember Antonio Pierce was the linebackers coach, man, and now he's the coach. On top of that, we got somebody like Marvin Lewis there as well. So for me, I think I could break the expectations. Like I said, to summarize it, reach your potential and grow as a player and as a person throughout the year, man. I think he will get his fair share of snaps throughout the season, and he's one of those guys that was one of my favorite picks, man, from the draft. So yeah, we gotta see what happens. So but that's pretty much it, man. That's pretty much it for today, man. Damn, Figueroa must be a little slow if SC decides to go live again. I'm back, Circus. I'm back. And I'm still trying to figure out the times, right? I still gonna be Tuesdays and Thursdays, and you guys could let me know in the comments right now, man. What do you guys think is the best time? You guys think this is the best time on Tuesdays too? I'm thinking like 4 o'clock on Tuesdays. Is that okay? 4 o'clock on Tuesdays, or 3 o'clock on Tuesdays, somewhere around there. That would be 6 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Eastern. I think that's good for me. I'm not sure though. If it's good for a lot of people, man. At the end of the day, today we had a fair share of you guys, man. So I appreciate you guys for coming back, man. Especially when I haven't been around for a long time, right? I'm glad that you guys are still supporting me and stuff like that, and hopefully you guys could push out to other people, man. Let them know that I'm back. 4 or 5 sounds like a good time. Yeah, I'm thinking like 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock on Tuesdays, 3 o'clock on Thursdays. So 3 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern on Thursdays. The 2-for-1 Nation podcast will come back soon. And then obviously Tuesdays at 4 p.m. I think 4 p.m. would be good, which is 7 p.m. Eastern. And then also I'm gonna do some collabs. So maybe there's gonna be a third live going on. That's a collab. So stay tuned for that, y'all. Collabs coming soon with some of your guys' other content creators that you guys watch and like. It's gonna be interesting, man. And hopefully you guys like the setup. I'm still trying to figure out a couple things, but this is the setup so far. How it's gonna look and stuff like that. And we'll see what happens, right? Notice on the Raiders depth chart, only 2 starting linebackers, definitely playing 4-2-5. Yeah, we played 4-2-5 last year. 2 linebackers set there, bringing the safety to the box. That's what they usually do, man. Shout out to Nutty Raider Nate, man. Good to see you. Hope all is well. You already know what it is. Let me see. All day, every day. You already know what it is. It's a good time before bench press time. There you go, man. For sure. For sure, man. But shout out to everybody that came in, man. If you guys can, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, man. Pretty much for everybody that's stopping on by towards the end, man. All I said is I'm very excited for the first preseason game. I want to see a lot of these players out here. The quarterback battle, the running back group, the offensive line. I want to see them with the capable of the defensive line. I want to see what the linebackers could do in the secondary. Any news on JPJ? The injury is worse than anticipated. I haven't seen any news, but I do know that he got knocked again, and that's a concern for me. The first time is all right, but now the second time, third time, like at that point, I'm gonna start asking questions, right? I'm gonna start asking questions. So I don't think there's been any news. I could search right now for you. Let me see. Doesn't say much. Let me see. It says so. This was posted on August 1st. August 1st, he says, um, expect that to continue when Jackson Power Johnson is cleared, perhaps early next week, if not sooner. And this was posted on August 1st. So we got to see what happens this this week, right? Obviously with Saturday's preseason game, see if he gets any burn, right? I want to see everyone. Hell yeah, let's go. You already know what it is, man. Until next time, Eric, let's see the O-line do well, even when shorthanded on Saturday. That's a fact, man. We go see a lot of people step up. Hey, times like this, next man up, and hopefully they could do exactly that. So if you guys can, hit that like button, y'all. Subscribe if you're new. Let's try to get to 30 likes, y'all. Let's try to get to 30 likes and stuff like that, man. First live back, man, was a success, and I appreciate you guys, man, for still sticking by. We're back. We're officially back just in time for the season. Stay tuned for I'll be live again next Tuesday to talk about the Saturday's preseason game, or potentially I'll talk about it Saturday. We will see, but most likely Tuesday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern, same place, same time. I will set up the live prior to that so you guys can see it ahead of time. But yeah, shout out to you guys, man. Blessings to you guys and your families. Tough times never last, but tough people do, and you guys are all some tough people, man. I appreciate everybody here, man. I see some people coming on by late, but shout out to you guys, man. Yup, I'm back, alive. Jesse, I'm back. Shout out to you, man. I'm back. But yes, next Tuesday will be later now. 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern on Tuesdays. 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern on Thursdays. Guys, those are the times, and sometimes there will be a third live. Follow my Instagram. That's the best way to know. Collabs that are going to come soon. Collabs that I haven't done in a while with some people, man. Stay tuned for that. So please, please, please go follow the Instagram. Go even join the Discord. It's not popping yet. We gotta get it popping, man. During goddamn games, we could let out our frustrations or talk about positive things in the chat. There's also a basketball place, baseball place in there. We gotta get it popping again. But besides that, I'll tell you guys when I go live there too. But Instagram is the best way, and I'm gonna start using Twitter. So you guys see my Twitter there. My Twitter there as well. SC Raiders Talk, just like that. Go follow it during the season, during games. I'm going to tweet a lot, so go follow it. And then the Instagram's over here and stuff like that. So I appreciate you guys, man. I appreciate you guys for being here. I appreciate you guys for sticking by. And you guys already know, like always, man, tell time never left, but tell people do. Life is too short, so always tell your loved ones you love them. And hey, you already know, man, just win, baby. And you already know what it is. I see already people yelling, and man, you can never get enough of. And again, you already know the Instagram is right there. Great to see you back, man. I appreciate you guys, man. It's good to be back, man. It's the Internet Raider Nation. No such thing as positivity, toxicity. Get the book out. You already know what it is, man. Everybody yelling Raiders. You already know, man. I'll do it myself too. Raiders all day, every day, man. Until next time, y'all. Next Tuesday, remember 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern. Let everybody know I'm back. And like always, man, this was the SC Raiders Talk, aka boy Eric, man, and I am out. Peace.
Is the will to win. Is the will to